Okay, what I'm doing here is re-drilling a smaller 6-lug pattern that matches Toyota and Chevy 6 on 5.5, which is what this here Case big wheel 448 takes. And I've got 2 of these chassis. I'm going to be articulating the pair of them to make a 4-wheel drive forwarder combination type machine. Got something pretty big in mind. It's going to take a while, but these tires are sitting around my yard loose. The tractor tires are brand new. The chance of them getting stolen is a lot higher if they're not bolted to something, so that's why I'm doing that today. Just because I'm so irritated with this machine, and looking at it with big chubby tires kind of makes me feel better about it. Just made me a little template from a finger rub, and then I just kind of mic'd out the difference with a little caliper here. And using that caliper, I scribed a line. Then using this one, I just scribed across, and looks like no big deal. Just put a little bit of extra wiggle room on those holes, and I'll countersink them, and they should be fine. We're getting there. I got 1, 2, 3, halfway with the 550 thousandths drill with the Milwaukee here. Well, that gives you a little scale reference. So that's about a 30-inch tire. This is a 38. It's a Titan 9.5-20 R1 6-lug. This is a front tire off a big tractor. I was able to re-drill them to a 6-lug right on there, centered up. No adapter, no spacers, no washers. Stock lug nuts or lug bolts, whatever you want to call them. Distance inboard and outboard's the same. I mean, the fenders had to go, of course. There was no chance the other fender was going to fit, but we got 6 inches between the frame on each one. The floorboards have to get reworked. There's no way that that floorboard would fit with this tire. And that's fine because it's all going to get changed anyways. That wheel weight should just take 4 square bolt holes to put the carriage bolts in, which they're not that hard to drill. You drill a round hole, then you eat the corners out with a Sawzall, and then you cut them in with a square file. It takes about 10 minutes per hole. It's not too bad. So in the future I can put them wheel weights back in for lower center of gravity, but certainly no need to run chains with a 2-inch tall lug like that. Now here's what you got to work with on the back of that Predator. There are quite a few mount boss bolts, and I'm sure that they're all modern standards. Now this is a pump from a fairway mower, one of those 3-wheeled. It ran a reel style hydraulic motors, and this is 2 suction sides and 1, 2, 3, 4 sections. It was on a 16 horse Kohler K321. So if a 16 horse was running it before, all the better with a 22 horse or whatever these make. Probably could make more than that if you wanted to. There's a lot of hop-up parts for them, but I'm more than content with that. This pump mount doesn't match any of those holes offhand, but I see no reason why I can't make an adapter plate and possibly do some machining. The way that I envision the thing is the big one would run the carriage travel going to the factory valve with its own dedicated line, and then this system here, which is fed through that, and it's going to cover all 3 of these through common passages. This could be like the mower. One could be steering and blade. One could be, say, 3-point hitch or dump body, depending on what configurations I build. This is for when the machine becomes articulated. So when the machine becomes articulated, I'm ditching the steering column. I'm ditching this handle. So this area, which is right now got a pump will always live there, but it's got a lot of steering components and a lot of control components. I'd probably get rid of all of these. And so, 1, 2, 3 different shafts drop down in through there. Probably all of those would be coming out. This rock shaft as well, which I have no need for it, because all that does is engage the front PTO clutch that I no longer have. I would probably go to a foot pedal rock shaft for travel control, for carriage forward and reverse, and probably a modified steering wheel, maybe like a Batman mobile, you know, a chopped steering wheel for just a slight rotation to move a hydraulic spool. I'd love to have the wheel chopped so that there'd be a lot more clearance to get onto the machine. If this spoke was gone and 2/3 of that rim were gone, and this handle was gone, I'd have a lot more open access to get into the seat. As it is now, it's pretty tight. I'm not impressed with that. So anyway, it's a while before I get to this project, and it's really just me kind of collecting my thoughts, sharing with a couple friends. You know, I'll forward this video directly to a friend or two, and it's a lot of this is about preparing for the window of time where my son is old enough to be a meaningful part of the construction, but not be gone yet. So he's 10 years old right now. I'm not gonna, you know, he's welded a little bit. I started when I was 10, 43 now, so I got 33 years of welding, but I didn't get good at it until I was in my 20s, you know. Now, I'm not gonna start these projects right now. Well, A, I'm broke, B, I'm slammed busy, C, I don't need the thing right now, and D, my son is not quite in the age range for it to be of maximum benefit. But if you want to see this, subscribe, stay tuned. I've got all kinds of junk piles accumulating. You know, I put stuff in a pile, and parts, when they come to me, it's hard to allocate what pile, and as times goes by, one part might come out of this pile and go to that one, and maybe one project gets wiped off the list because I bought a different machine, or some kind of thing changes. But the longer it takes you, the better the machines you build, because you got more time for treasure to fall in your lap to contribute.